I'm Amy Cherry. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow ya. While there are still no cases of COVID-19 in Flagler County, health and emergency management officials say they're ready for when the inevitable arrives. A local state of emergency in Flagler County has been declared to free up resources in advance. Emergency Management Director Jonathan Lord gives us a recap of what's been done so far in preparation.
The Emergency Operations Center was partially activated to further enhance the service delivery. Our libraries have closed. Curbside service has been created. We have modified our adult daycare and Rickline senior services programs to become a meal delivery service, and all clients have been notified. We have already canceled all mass gatherings consisting of over 50 attendees sponsored by the county or at county facilities.
Lord says first responders have been given protective gear so they can limit exposure to the virus while responding to emergencies. Coronavirus concerns have also begun to hit area restaurants.
Avoid social gatherings in groups of more than 10 people, to include avoiding eating in restaurants and bars, and instead making use of drive-through, takeout, and delivery options, which we implore all of our local businesses to adopt immediately.
The CDC also encourages everyone to practice social distancing.
Please do not panic, but also do not ignore this threat. Please stay connected and monitor the latest guidance, and do your part to protect yourself, your family, and our entire community.
Callers to the Flagler County Sheriff's Office may find themselves being asked some unusual questions as a result of the coronavirus outbreak. John R. King explains.
Sheriff Rick Staley updated the public on the protocols and procedures that have been taken in reaction to the ongoing COVID-19 situation, including in their dispatch center. When residents call, whether it be for police, fire, or medical, they will be asked additional questions that Staley says may have absolutely nothing to do with what someone is calling about.
These questions are so that our deputies and firefighters and officers that are responding know how to protect themselves in the event a resident calling for service has come in contact with an individual that could be a carrier. Communication Center has a tough job to begin with, so when they ask these questions, just understand why we are asking. The deputies and the officers responding are also going to implement social distancing as much as they can, which may mean that they're going to talk to you from 6 feet away. They may ask you to come outside and interact with them instead of them going into your house.
Staley says the public should also not be unduly alarmed if they see an officer or deputy wearing a face mask if a particular situation calls for it as a prudent precaution. He also assured that the COVID-19 outbreak will not deter them from arresting and jailing suspected criminals, but that they are taking every measure possible to try and prevent the virus from entering the jail facility. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm John R. King.
A food distribution program will ensure that students of Flagler schools get the food they need while they're off due to the COVID-19 outbreak. With more, here's Tony Magoo.
Starting next week, Monday through Friday, Flagler Schools Food and Nutrition Services will be feeding our kids aged 18 and under during an extended spring break. This is in reaction to the coronavirus. The special program will provide a free lunch for the day and a breakfast for the next day in a grab-and-go form. With us is Flagler County School Superintendent James Tager.
We will serve between 10 a.m. and noon. The locations are Bunnell Elementary, Indian Trails Middle, Wadsworth Elementary, Buddy Taylor Middle, Flagler Palm Coast High School. We have been in contact with the local food banks and distribution sites who are working at providing food services for adults in need across the county.
If there are any questions about this program, please contact Flagler Schools Food Services at 437-7526, extension 1155. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Tony Magoo.
Can't get the supplies.
Stop hoarding supplies. That's the message from volunteer cancer driver Barbara Royer. Royer is among several drivers who, like first responders, can't exactly practice social distancing.
We have 18 drivers in Flagler County who must be able to clean their cars before and after, and themselves, to take these most vulnerable, which are our cancer patients, to treatment for chemo and for radiation. So we're not finding any wipes, disinfectants, so that we can protect ourselves and others.
Royer is asking people to think before they clear the shelves of Clorox and Lysol wipes.
I just encourage people to say, what are you doing? How are you affecting the elderly, the people who have compromised immune systems by taking all of the wipes, all the disinfectants? You can keep as much toilet paper as you want, but we need to protect those people that we're trying to help. We're volunteers.
How does an outbreak like the coronavirus happen?
Advent Health Chief Medical Officer Dr. Timothy Hendricks said this outbreak, which the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the World Health Organization now call a pandemic, is like other disease outbreaks.
There's 3 different phases of any outbreak. The first one is containment, which is what we're doing. We're trying to identify cases and contain those and keep it from spreading.
Dr. Hendricks said that buys the healthcare community some time for a widespread outbreak.
We then go to mitigation, where we try to keep the number of patients that are sick at home and away from the public and spreading the virus.
The doctor said the last phase is a surge,
where we just have too many people coming into the hospital at once.
Hendricks said this is where you get the term flattening the curve. He said that this is the spike in the number of COVID-19 cases that medical professionals are trying to reduce by following those 3 phases. To listen to the entire interview, download the Flagler radio app and then go to the Free for All Friday podcast. Tomorrow, will the coronavirus follow the patterns of the flu season? From the WNZF newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's morning news. I'm Amy Cherry.